Yes, my dear friend, welcome back to the channel. This is Selon's blog. A very good afternoon to you wherever you are on the globe, especially on the continent of Africa, in Europe, in America, Canada, Australia, or wherever. Even here in Southeast Asia, we are already in the evening after 8 p.m. in Southeast Asia, Malaysia to be precise. Dear friend, welcome to the channel. It is the evening after our game, Chelsea versus Liverpool. Yes, Chelsea were defeated yesterday, 2-1. Well, we were defeated by a team that was not that superior over us. We did not lose the match because our opponents were superior over us. No. We lost the match because of a poor defensive work. Poor defensive work. Oh yes. Let's face it. Poor defensive work. Then a little bit of luck. We did not have the luck, and the luxury of home advantage. Remember, Liverpool had a home advantage as well. But in actual fact, the best team lost the game. Oh yes. Well, to start off quickly, dear friends, look at this picture on your screen right now. Jadon Sancho. Is that really a penalty or not? Jadon Sancho was brought down in the area of Liverpool. Was that a penalty or not? Let me hear from you in the comment section. I spoke about this in my first video, but I couldn't bring up the picture to you guys. I want to know this time around, is this a penalty or not? You could see clearly where the ball was. The eyes of Jadon Sancho was on the ball. The Liverpool player's feet, his boot was blocking or crossed over Jadon Sancho's leg. Was that a penalty or not? The on-field referee decided that it is not a penalty. In a VAR room, they saw it, but they decided to go by the on-field referee's decision. There was no intervention from the VAR room. You, watching this picture now, are you convinced it was a penalty or not? If this had gone through as a penalty, Chelsea would have been the one to score the first goal, because this incident happened before Liverpool's penalty. Dear friends, all right. You see, we are still doing a postmortem of Chelsea-Liverpool, and we are still doing the reaction to the game. Cole Palmer yesterday was a bit quiet. Cole Palmer was a bit quiet throughout the game. He was man-marked. And Slot's strategy, they were able to tame Cole Palmer. So throughout the game, in a sense of few opportunities that he had, and thanks to the goalkeeper of Liverpool, one also, I think, yes, clear-cut opportunity where he was able to, sneak it through, but throughout the entire game, Cole Palmer wasn't really into the game as expected, and all because of the strategy of Ancelotti and Liverpool. But after the game, he granted an interview, and this is what he said. Let me read that for before we continue, dear friend. Cole Palmer, on spending his entire career at Chelsea, he said, absolutely, I can see that. Chelsea feels like home to me, and I'm very excited about what we can achieve together. I'm fully committed to the club and its future. This is coming from Cole Palmer. I am fully committed to the club and its future. He said Chelsea feels like home to him, dear friend. And he is very excited about the club, and he wants to achieve things together with Chelsea. Dear friends, you see, I brought up this because few days ago, somewhere last week, there was news about Cole Palmer leaving Chelsea, Cole Palmer going back to Man City. He's not happy, and the Man City want to make an offer of £150 million. A lot of issues came up. But for the player to speak this way, I am excited that he came up clarifying these issues. And I love it because it's a sign of commitment to the club. Dear friend, we will not waste my time. It is hot afternoon, so I'll be taking you, very fast and smooth. 360 vision at all times. Dear friend, who am I talking about? 360 vision at all times. In that heart of the midfield, that DM position, our midfield duo, our midfield two, Romeo Lavia and Moise Caicedo. Lavia was very, excellent. Watching Lavia, even when I watch the replays, Lavia was indeed on top of the game. Lavia, before he receives ball, he knows exactly what to do with the ball. 360 vision from Lavia at all times. He's able to know what's happening and the space behind him to maneuver whatever pressure, and defensive ability was also so good. His defensive ability was so good. He knew exactly before. Look, come on, the guy is good. He won 5 out of 7 duels. 5 out of 7 duels. 2 interceptions and a tackle. 2 interceptions and a tackle. Hope he can keep it. We hope Chelsea. I hope we can keep him fit throughout the season. He's too important. And his partnership with Caicedo, oh my goodness. Lavia's partnership with Caicedo. After watching Lavia play last night together, watching him play together with Caicedo last night, dear friend, if you still want to squeeze in Enzo Fernandez in our next game against Newcastle, then you don't have football eye. Oh yes. If you still want to squeeze in Enzo in our next game against Newcastle in this team, then it means you don't have a footballing eye. I'm sorry, but you're also not a Chelsea fan. You are just an Enzo fan. I am not in any way saying that Enzo is bad. The strategy, the game plan right now, what we are playing right now, the best midfield partnership is Caicedo and Romeo Lavia. Yes. Both. Maybe we can find a different solution for Enzo Fernandez. But right now, if Romeo Lavia is fully fit, dear friend, then it's better we go by Lavia, Caicedo in that double pivot. I know many of you out there who agree with me. If you really enjoyed the game last night, then I believe we are on the same page. Now, how did Chelsea lose the game? How did we just lose the game? What happened? On your screen is a picture of our goalkeeper. Yes, trying to save that ball. I've been trying to find words to describe what exactly transpired. But you see, our former goalkeeper, one of our former goalkeepers, Asman Begovic, speaking about Robert Sanchez's display. Look, this is what he has to say. He is an experienced goalkeeper. And this is what he had to say. Dear friends, this is what he had to say. He said the challenge in the first half has possibly played in his mind. The challenge on Sanchez in the first half, where he nearly got a red card and a penalty, if not for VAR review. The challenge in the first half has possibly played in the mind of Sanchez. He was close to giving away a penalty, so maybe he was playing it a little bit safe. But it was just a really difficult ball for Mohamed Salah to deal with. It put Sanchez in a really difficult position. As a goalkeeper, I always think that if you are not sure whether to come out, you should stay on your line. Stay on your line and make yourself big. Stay on your line and make yourself big. This is what Asman Begovic, our former goalkeeper, had to say about the error that led to the second goal of Liverpool. Just after Chelsea equalized. Dear friend, now we have a goalkeeping issue. It's true. What do we do in this situation? Many are suggesting that Chelsea still don't have a world-class goalkeeper. Many says Chelsea don't have a world-class goalkeeper. You see, even before the league started, when we heard Sanchez was going to be our number one, I am one of those who stood up and said, no, I prefer George Petrovic. I am one of those that said it boldly that Petrovic from last season, he is better than Robert Sanchez. Almost all Chelsea fans believe that Petrovic came in and he did a better job than Robert Sanchez did in early part of last season. And so we were expecting Petrovic to be the one to be maintained, and Robert Sanchez sold out or sent on loan, only for Enzo Maresca to come in and say that he prefers Robert Sanchez. Then we also heard Chelsea are in the market once again to buy another goalkeeper. Where is the goalkeeper that we bought? Philip Jørgensen. Yes, we bought Philip Jørgensen. And now that we bought Philip Jørgensen, we now put him on the bench as a deputy to Robert Sanchez. Is it that we bought the wrong goalkeeper yet still? Or is it that we bought a goalkeeper only to be to deputize for Robert Sanchez? Why didn't we spend that money to buy the best? Because at that point in time, there were goalkeepers in the market. We could have priced them 50 million. We know part of our problem last season was goalkeeping. And if we want to achieve something great in this season, is it this goalkeeper from AC Milan? Then there were a list of goalkeepers that we had. There were a list of top-notch goalkeepers that we got, only for us to go for Jørgensen. And if you look at the profile of Jørgensen, Philip Jørgensen, he's not a bad goalkeeper. I just can't understand. Listen, Enzo Maresca is doing great. Our head coach, Enzo Maresca, he is doing a great job. But I also want to point out, yesterday's game we lost against Liverpool, not because our players did not perform well, but partly the blame should also fall on his doorsteps. Yes. Apart from the goalkeeping issue, he made some changes. In the second half. He took away Romeo Lavia and brought in Enzo Fernandez. At the same time, he took away Tosin and brought in Vega. Yes, that decision is okay. That decision, no problem, because Tosin was somehow unstable. His partnership with Levi Colwill, for me, it's a problem. Levi Colwill is so used to Wesley Fofana right now. Levi Colwill and Wesley Fofana partnership in that center back, we saw it clearly. They are better off, pairing than when Tosin came in. And therefore, Tosin's ability to partner with Levi Colwill, there was a big problem. The guy is huge, he's tall. But the system against Liverpool, he struggled yesterday, Tosin. So it was the right thing to bring in Badiashile. Yes, he brought in Badiashile in place of Tosin. And then he brought in Vega in place of Reece James, which we understand that also. That his first game after how many months? 55 minutes is enough. These three changes that he made. For me, Romeo Lavia with Enzo Fernandez was wrong. Romeo was then boxing the midfield along with Casado. Then, I was also surprised that he did not bring in Modric, where we knew, we saw what Liverpool was doing. Modric coming on that left flank would have been better. As a matter of fact, I was even saying Modric was the one to start the game, not Sancho. Sancho seems to be too gentle, too soft. This game, we needed a player like Modric that can run with the ball, take on the defenders of Liverpool. Another player when he brought in Christopher Nkunku, dear friends, this is where many of us, we felt that even though Chelsea did great, we did well, but we could have won the game easily. You were taking on Sancho from that left flank. You don't put Christopher Nkunku on that left wing. You don't put Christopher Nkunku in as a winger. Christopher, behind the striker, that is his best position. Now, where he placed him, he stifled him. Yes, he also brought in Neto Pedro for non Madueke. Personally, another take there. Non Madueke is very, very good. He has improved a lot. But Pedro brought in more aggressiveness on that flank. Neto Pedro brought in more power, more aggressiveness. And his decision makings were spot on as well. So I know we try to do something. They want to be, consistency. You want to build consistency in the team, in the squad. But you want to build consistency, you also must watch your opponent, their style of play. You also must watch their style of play. Know the strength of your opponent. Dear friend, I am not in any way saying Chelsea did not do well last night. We played an excellent game. We matched Liverpool boot by boot. We could have won that game. In fact, let us think it should have been a draw. But like I said earlier on, our goalkeeping department, they failed us. Before I let you go, we all can agree with the defensive errors that we made. We all can agree on that. And let me also point out, nobody can convince me that we were poor in finishing. We did not create enough. We did not create enough chances enough. The only clear-cut chance we had when we were able to split the defense of Liverpool, Nicola Jackson scored that goal. I mean, it was a perfect opportunity and he did not miss it up. He did not. That wasn't an easy goal to score. You saw 3 defenders were on him. He split them open, took them on, and the timing was just perfect. The timing of the shot from Nicola Jackson was just perfect. So we did not create enough chances for him. I think one other chance also that he had, he hit the goal post. Yes. Jackson has shown huge development at Chelsea. Excellent goal that he would have, he would have not have finished earlier if it's last season. That goal he wouldn't have been able to score if it was last season because it was a difficult position, difficult goal to score, but massive positive work rate from him yesterday. Dear friend, quickly some shout outs. My throat, my voice is cracking. I have been screaming from last night. Well, forgive me, my dear friend. Chioma Okeke, I believe it's your name, right? Please let me have your name and your full name and where you are watching us from. Chelsea played very well, but our keeper and defense are not good. Big shout out to you wherever you are. I believe you are in Nigeria. Let me know exactly where you are watching us from. The next one says Serums. Oh, you wrote my name, Serums. All right, it's okay. I disagree with you where our defenders, someone trap ball in your box 18, still short, and you are blaming the goalkeeper. Chelsea team is not ready yet. Must all be the big teams beat us. I'm so disappointed at them. Well, it depends on how you watch it. But the goalkeeper, for me, it's partly our goalkeeper's fault. You can also say that the ball shouldn't have even gotten to the goalkeeper in the first place. If the other players were to do their job well, the ball shouldn't have gotten to the goalkeeper in the first place, right? Yeah, so that's another argument. Big shout out to you anyway, my brother. What's the name? Ugo, I believe your name is Ugo. Big shout out to you guys. A very good afternoon to you and Chioma Okeke. This one says, Chelsea team was good, but Liverpool was more tactical and Liverpool a stronger defense than Chelsea. That means Chelsea, Maresca's serious work in Chelsea defense. All right, Maresca still has a serious work to do in Chelsea's defense. That's very good to hear. Coming from Hechuku, big shout out to you, Hechuku, wherever you are. Have a great afternoon. Kole Wisdom says EPL referees are so poor. Our defense still needs a rebuild. Yes, our defense needs big work to be done on. Especially, we need a world-class goalkeeper. We need it. Maybe if this January we can get to the goalkeeper market. If we want to achieve something, we need it. Liverpool have a great goalkeeper. Man City has a great goalkeeper. Arsenal, until recently, they've now finally gotten a good goalkeeper. Yes, when Arteta rejected Ramsey, some of us were wondering. But now we are seeing it. They've gotten it finally right. Even Manchester United, Onana. Should we go and price Onana? Onana, his errors were too much. But you see, Onana's case, Manchester United defense was just too poor over the season since he signed for Manchester United. So if a goalkeeper is being given, receiving about 20-30 shots in a game, 20-30 shots in a game, it means his defense is poor. And if 20 shots are coming on a goalkeeper in a particular game, in a 90-minute, 20 shots on him, expect at least 3 to enter his net. Expect him to concede at least 3. Alright? Anyway, big shout out to you anyway, Colin Wisdom, my brother from GH, Ghana. This one is like a full page. Coming from Odunayo. He said, "Good day, Mr. Seller. My name is Odunayo Ojo from Lagos State, Nigeria. That was a good game for me. Liverpool didn't come to the party as I anticipated. I remember it's Anfield, not Stamford Bridge. Yes, it's Anfield, not Stamford Bridge. So it means that Chelsea, we actually put up a good fight, right? Great. Not in our home, in their home. Very good. Sancho had 0 starts today. That is true. I just spoke about it right now. You are recognized and regarded as big player when you show up on big games. For Madueke, I have said it times without number that he is not a reliable player. I made mention of that also as well. He has stopped playing after he has scored a hat-trick against Wolverhampton. He needs to be benched for Neto to strive. You are just speaking my mind, my dear friend. I have never for once liked him because of the way he plays. My shout out goes to Jackson for executing that chance well. This is how you will be recognized as a big game player. Palmer always turns up for games late. He needs to work on that. Big shout out to you, my brother. You just spoken exactly what I put up right now. You summarized everything. You are a great guy, Odunayo Ojo from Lagos State, Nigeria. Dear friends, I'll see you guys all in the next one when you see me. Shalom and peace.